He's not the best at titles. He's not the best at NBA.
It's gonna be live things where we're doing live reactions to music. Yes, sir. Reporting live from the booth, you heard? Cat's coming in with that big noise. Cat's eye, how we feeling, my G?
Hey, listen, you already know, man. It's been too long, bro. So definitely feeling good, bro. Definitely feeling solid. What's poppin'?
Man, welcome to the Word of Clarity podcast. It's your boy Word. Got my boy Kenny G in the building. I'm feeling good on my G. Been a minute, I think we dropped at the top of the year with the 18th episode. I believe we on number 19 now. Shouts out to that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a good time. This year's already been in one for the books between, Cat Williams shutting down the internet to all that we got to discuss today. So, yeah, I'm excited about it, bro. I'm glad we get to do 19.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you watched the full episode of the last one. I had to come back in and let them know emergency happened, dog. That situation gets squared away. You riding around in the testy with your bestie now, my G?
Dog, I mean, that was ridiculous, man. That was ridiculous. Yeah, but it was a situation where we had to whip outside, man. Cast a lot of that. But we're in the neighborhood sometimes, trying to serve people, man, and situations occur, bro. But everything good.
I feel that, my G. Yeah, man, like you said, dog, it's definitely been a crazy year starting off for sure for 2024. It's kind of funny that you mentioned Cat Williams because that goes back to Shannon Sharpe, and Shannon Sharpe out here making news again. Some may say he may be speaking facts. Other cats may say he may be speaking blasphemy. You know where I'm going with it?
Well, it depends. What you talking about? You talking about this? You talking about what they recently discussed?
Nah, so he was, he got the nightcap too. It wasn't on Club Shay Shay this time. It was on a nightcap with Chad Ochocinco. And apparently they got on the topic of talking about Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game. The Pat Mahomes and them, they headed to the Super Bowl. We're going to chop it up. I think we're going to end up chopping it up, placing bets on the Super Bowl later. But anyways, she is with, Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce right now, the tight end for the Chiefs. And it was a stat or a statistic about just how much she did improve, I believe, like the revenue or the rates or something like that for the NFL since she kind of been getting broadcasted on her every Chiefs televised game. And I believe that led Shannon to say Beyonce doesn't move the needle like Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? You got your head down over there because it's facts, or is it cap? How we feeling, dog? That's a huge statement, dog. He making news for a great start of the year with Cat Williams interview, but now some say he may be off his meds now. What you think, G?
What's crazy? They have the saying. The great Dave Chappelle once said that Rick James said, "Cocaine is a hell of a drug," and that's what I think Shannon Sharpe must have been on when he said that, because there's no way that this is true, bro. First and foremost, I know white folks love Taylor Swift, dog, but most people you ask in the urban context aren't even rocking with. They're not even rocking with Taylor like that, bro. Like,
yeah,
whites, blacks, Asians, yellow, green, indigo, like everybody's rocking with Beyonce, bro. The Beehive is so ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. Taylor's numbers clearly, indicate that she has a massive fan base. Correct. But we know who are the main people group that are actually going out there and buying physical copies of records and stuff like that. Uh-huh. I don't think it tells the whole stories as to worldwide appeal and who's rocking with who and who moves the needle with who. I also think it speaks to the fact that if Beyonce wanted to, she's not outside like that, but if she wanted to, bro, if she wanted to make her life any more accessible and you found out about her kids and they were all in the spotlight and all that, and she wasn't as private as she was,
yeah,
this wouldn't even be a conversation.
Yeah, that's a good
point. It wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close, word, literally.
That's a good point, Doc. You saying get him out of here then, huh?
Get him all the way out of here, bro. Get him all the way out of here.
I would like I understand like Taylor Swift moves the needle. But to say Beyonce doesn't move the needle like her is kind of crazy. Like if he was saying Taylor moves the needle just as much or they're in similar spaces as how they move the needle, I would be able to lend a little bit more understanding to what he was trying to say. And it was kind of, I guess the context was if Beyonce was to like hypothetically not be dating Jay-Z right now and so happened was dating like an NFL player, let's say like Jalen Hurts or somebody like that. Like, would she have that same effect on the NFL numbers and ratings and things of that nature? I mean, you'll be, in my estimation, I feel like, bro, if Beyonce was in the stands, bro, being how everybody knows how the Beehive is and how people fan out and faint and drop to their knees when Beyonce touched the ground, like, bro, I was like, bro, cats wouldn't even be coming to watch the game. They'd be trying to get to wherever she is in the stands. Now, you hear me, Dad? Like, it'd be something like, and here's the thing, bro. They got to the point to where they was talking like, who's more like Mike Jack? You know what I'm saying? Or Taylor Swift is the one that's like Michael Jackson or the closest to it, which is where I really took like a back on what he was saying at that point. Because when you look at full package, you got to understand you got to understand the weight of what you're saying when you make a statement like that. Like being a person that can sing, dance, and perform at the rate that Michael did, it's only so many people that's in that realm. And Beyonce is definitely one of them ones. Being that in my adulthood, she probably has some of the most stunning halftime shows at the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And she's been there multiple times as well. Some people don't even get there once. And they at that level, you know what I mean? Somebody like Usher been in the game for 20 plus years, just now getting a taste of it. You know what I'm saying? Much deservingly, much deservingly, but still, somebody like Beyonce been there twice. I don't even know too many acts that's been there. So I think that should speak volumes. You know, Shannon, he's a person that covers sports. I lean towards more when he's talking about that. Being that, you know, we both out of the music world, I would definitely take my position on this one and lean more to that. So I just thought that was interesting, dog. I just thought that was interesting for sure. But shout out to Shannon, man. He's still killing it out here. Speaking of Usher, he just dropped his interview with Usher on Club Shay Shay. You got to check that mug out. I seen about 30, 40 minutes of it. It was already pretty dope. I never really seen a lot of Usher interviews, but this one was pretty insightful. And it seemed just like he in a good place to be able to speak now on the things that he got going. And he got his night studio album coming too, so coming home, dog. Person like me, I'm interested to see what it's gonna be like, but I'm not running to it. But we shall see, man. We shall see. I know it sounds like you got a lot of praise for him, so maybe later on when we talk about the Super Bowl, you can get into that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Next up on the Richter scale, though, man. Actually, we can kind of talk about that right now. I forgot I actually moved this up in the topics. I wanted to ask, like, being that the Super Bowl is around the corner, like in your estimation, like what's the highest honor of a musician? Like, is it the Super Bowl halftime performance? Is it the Grammy? Is it the #1 album, the #1 record? Is it, you know, having like verse of the year or some of these big moments as far as like shutting down festivals, like whether it's Coachella, Beachella when she did her thing. You think of, you know, some of these encore type of performances that be spoken on for years to come down the lane. Like in your estimation, what you think is like the highest honor of a musician? You know what I mean? For a musician to receive and get, or the honor of doing.
Yeah, I mean, Super Bowl's definitely got to be up there, right? Because you only get one of those a year, and it's a very select few and group of people, you know, that exist in that space. The only reason why Super Bowl might actually not be #1, though, is because of the politics that exist for artists who are big enough to be in the Super Bowl, but won't ever get chosen because of, you know, political correctness or whatever the case may be. And I hate that. I hate that for them. So in light of that, that's the only reason why I would probably have to say, like, headlining the Grammys would be higher than that. In my opinion, slightly. Shoot, number one album is a big deal.
Yeah.
Number one single and number one record, not as much to me, because I feel like it can change often now. Unless you're like Drake and you got 1,000 of them, then it's like, oh, okay, we understand what's happening. You know what I mean? But if it's not that, then yeah, I'm leaning towards headlining the Grammys number one album. That's when you start telling the story of who somebody is, in my opinion. The Super Bowl sometimes is out of your control, and depending on who's putting the show together, you may never get a call. But that's no indication of who you are or how big you are, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's just about how people. So
you answered that with nuance per usual. Because off rip, I would say if the Super Bowl halftime show isn't the highest, it's top 2 to 3. As far as like the highest honor a musician could receive. But the fact that you put in the factor of the politics in being that there's so many people that never got a chance to touch that stage that probably musically deserves to. You know where I'm going immediately. Somebody such as Chris Brown that probably wouldn't even sniff the front row seats of being on that front center stage halftime. Lord willing, one day somebody of a Drake per se may bring him on as a feature. I would love that. But it's a lot of missed opportunities when you think about the politics that go into it, how they choose and select those people. Now, I do think since somebody like Hov, Jay-Z has been implemented into like orchestrating a lot of people that's being selected, I think he does change that narrative a bit. As we can see, like, a few years ago, they had a whole hip hop basic performance with a bunch of guys with Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. You can see more of the urban acts and culture getting more of a chance at that. And when I was looking at the Usher Club Shay Shay interview, he gave insight on how he got that opportunity. And Jay-Z, for sure, was the middleman that kind of orchestrated, made the call, and was like, yo, it's time for your Michael Jackson moment, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that does start to change that a bit. But I would say politics exists in a lot of these things, because when you think about the Grammys, it's very political on how they select nominees, people getting nominated. We haven't seen like an urban act won in the big 3 major categories in years. Don't know if a rap album has ever even won. I know it's been nominated, but like this year, I feel like SZA should sweep all 3 of those with SOS. But yeah. Who knows? Like, I think something like that got to be up there as well. So I would say it's debatable between like being out at the Grammys, getting your chance to get an award there in a place that you appropriately belong in the right categories, and then also the halftime show too. So we shall see, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what your boy Usher do this year. You know what I'm saying? I said by his catalog alone, it should be a smash. But what's your predictions, dog? Is he gonna give us one of them top 5, top 10 Super Bowl performances, or you think it's gonna be lackluster? I mean, it's in his backyard, bro. He been in Vegas all year long. He 100+ shows in his residency in Vegas, so it should feel like it's home for.
Yeah, man. Listen, let me tell you something right now, bro. If Usher doesn't give a top 4 performance in Super Bowl history, it's a failure, bro. So I'm fully expecting him to go ahead and smoke these shows like he's been smoking the residency. If anything, Usher made the residency cool again, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like before him, there was no reason for anybody. If you were taking a residency, you were Barry Manilow, or you were somebody who was past their prime doing legacy hits and stuff like that. Usher took it at a time where it was like, yeah, Usher wasn't necessarily on fire, but he wasn't dead in the water, and he's now reinvigorated a lot of the excitement surrounding his name and what he has to offer to music. So yeah, bro, if Usher doesn't smoke it, I would be extremely disappointed, but I actually think Usher will kill it. No disrespect, I know Rihanna was pregnant, but we're definitely getting something better than that this time.
Hey, take it easy on my gal, man. But I was just as critical, so I understand, dog. But Yeah, she was definitely pregnant, man. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate though, man. I think he should smash it this year. I'm looking forward to it. I always try to think about some of the most recent outstanding halftime performances. My mind always leaned to the the Bruno Mars Beyonce duo. I think that was maybe a decade, maybe under a decade ago. It doesn't seem that far away, but that definitely was one of the ones I was stoked about that I thought they smashed. It may have been that same word where I feel like Beyonce mid-performance like kind of misstep, but then caught herself in real time. Crazy to see. I love to see a struggle, but a recapture of the moment because they recognize the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like Chris had a couple of those times where he didn't slip, but he didn't made it. It almost become better than the real deal routine of choreography because you see it in real time. Him actually pulling it off. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I don't know if you want to talk about this Mos Def coming at my guy right quick. He already done issued apology. You know, Rap A Lot probably sent out the boys on him. It said, hey, man, go ahead and log up that video.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Jay Prince, you know, he was right there in person. Was like, hey, man, you all right? Good? Everything still be here?
Everything good?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You all right?
Hey, bro, we didn't see that story too many times, bro. I seen the JBP podcast react to it. My reaction was like them, like they was like it's hate, but it was some good hate, like because it was comical, bro. Like the niggas said, the niggas started talking about the sales in Target and it remind me of shopping and. And look, bro, I haven't really sat down and heard Mos Def talk a lot, but in that small little window of me seeing that, yeah, he definitely got a sense of humor, dog, for sure.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Most Def is funny as hell, bro. And I knew that from watching Brown Sugar. His character in Brown Sugar was hilarious too, dog.
Wow.
A lot of people forget about that movie. That movie's a classic. But yeah, I mean, listen, Mos Def had to apologize, dog. To insinuate, you can feel how you want to feel about Drake's music. That's fine. Everybody's entitled to an opinion. But to insinuate that brother's not hip hop, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. We can't be disrespectful to Drizzy, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
and so rightfully so that he comes out and says, you know, he doesn't want to be part of the pack that shows unnecessary hate to a legend like Drizzy and somebody of his character and his stature. And that's all you can hope. That's all you can hope for, man. People make mistakes all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, you've made plenty of mistakes on the show, man, where I've had to correct you, bro. And I'll continue.
Catch is wild, man. Well, let's see what side you picking in this next real first topic we got, man. The girlies are out. They looking like they only want smoke. They all got clips for each other, and none other than the long-awaited beef that everybody been waiting for, man. I know you've been first up on the list waiting for this Nicki Minaj Smoke. Man, is it living up to the hype? You want to jump right into these records, preview them a little bit, come back? What you think?
Listen, hey, let's get to the records, man, just in case people ain't heard it, bro. Let's get to the records.
We'll play some of these joints and see what they rocking with, man.
Fuck y'all. I ain't gotta clear my name on a motherfucking thing. Every time I get mentioned, one of y'all bitch ass niggas get 24 hours of attention. I feel like Mariah Carey. Got these niggas so obsessed. My pussy so famous might get managed by Kris Jenner next. All of you bitches is wig on the Bible. Talking shit for a no one can find you. Bodies on bodies on bodies on bodies. Say he fuck Megan and now he the topic. These niggas thinking they lowered the value. I just free for my turning the profit. Hating a nigga be a player, but he in his feelings. Man, I want these hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start. Bitches swear they cheat, but the G must stand for goofy. When the fuck did all the gangsta niggas turn to groupies?
Your flow is such a bore, anything is straw. Bitch, you better stop the dialogue, or I hit calling by your catalog.
Nah, that line was crazy though.
Sigh, how you fucking mother mirror when she died? Child, bye. Big foot, but you full of small fry. Hey yo, this little begging whore talking about Megan's law. For a free beat, you get hit Megan raw. Shot down, but I still ain't let Megan score. Bad bitch, she like 6 foot. I call her Bigfoot. The bitch fell off. I said, get up on your good foot. But really I'm a city pie. P-R-T-T-Y, but I'm P-E-T-T-Y. Oh, fucking your best friend, man, is crazy. You the type, though. You was lying to the queen and you been lying to the king. care. Kylie kicked you out and made you stumble to the car. Bobs, I need a good alcohol bar. Like a bodybuilder, I keep raising the bar. Fuck you, get shot with no scar. That's gonna take.
How the fuck you get shot with no scar? Why she do it like that, man? Huh?
Yo, let me just say this, man. Exciting stuff, first and foremost. And I'm gonna say this too. Probably the best Megan we've heard in a long time, dog.
Oh, easily. I could give her a round of applause. The way she was making that ass round of applause. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know how I feel about Meg, but man, woo, she has a talent in that area. Yo, she goes to work when it come to that backside.
Listen to this track, bitch.
you pushing everything you can push. I'm dropping fuck bombs on that mug, boy.
Bruh, not the flex bomb, dog. Get out of here, dog. This cat's crazy, dog.
I ain't gonna lie, man. She was looking right up in that red in that video, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. I mean,
all right, let's talk about the music, man. How you feel? What you scoring it first round? If we get another round, what you scoring it for the first one, though?
You know, it's so funny. I had to listen to both of these records multiple times. But I think I'm going to lean 10-9 Nicki, only because the bars in Nicki's joint were a little bit more personal. Okay. I think Megan's was a better record. But Nicki's was a better dish, if that makes sense. So
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Like Megan's rollout, Megan's record was better, but if we're talking about just in terms of two people going at each other, I thought what Nicki had to say was more personal. And she kind of took the Drake approach of the charged up approach, like, look, dog, like if I gotta spend the block on this, if I gotta give you a part 2 of what this is gonna look like, you're not gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of want to egg it on to see if we get that part 2, because I feel like she kept, but you know, I want to find out. So yeah. I'm a edge it like that, bro. What you got?
I'm a make it interesting and edge it 10-9 Meg, and you know how I feel. I'm being massively objective, bro. But like you said, bro, the rollout was better. I can see myself actually playing. Like you said, like it's a better record. But I think possibly it's just the approach that Nicki took. It sounded like she was trolling a bit, which I believe Nicki is infamous doing. It sounded kind of parody-like because she was doing so many voice tones where I feel like if she would have delivered that in the pocket that she eventually got in on that record, they would have hit way harder. Then it hit, like I said, that one line where she was like, "Stop something before I buy your whole catalog." That one was hard, but it comes right on when she just like in this kitty kind of playful voice, and then line on your dead mama, on your dead mama, line on your like that. Like it's just like it was super entertaining. Don't get me wrong, bro. Wildly entertaining as far as like how she's delivering it, but it's like, okay, like I can't be lit. Like, I don't know how serious to take this right now, but you know, it could be the setup, like you said, the charged up, shoot the flare, send a warning shot, and then see if she bite, and you got the KOD record in the next tuck in the next round. So yeah, I think it was, and then what's the name? Meg came out with the actual video too, brought a little bit more energy there. So like you said, the rollout was better. And so I enjoyed that experience a little bit more. I would love to see what level Meg can take it to. I feel like Nicki has displayed these type of, you know, acrobatic type of bars and combat bars all throughout her career. But I really want to see Meg in that space, you know what I mean, when it's wartime. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we get more, man. The record right now, they say Hiss by Megan Thee Stallion is actually competing for #1 debut on the Billboard Hot 100, which is quite impressive, being that her career has kind of been on a back burner as far as success-wise. Hasn't really made big splashes when it comes to records. Like singles, albums really haven't been connecting like they did when they initially came in. His whole back is down.
Is it down?
What happened, dog?
I had to take it down, bro.
I think it's an entertaining first round. I'm interested to see if we get more. You got a 10-9, Nicki. I got a 10-9, Meg. And honestly, it's going them in a lot of success for both of them, for both of their records. Like I said, she's competing for the #1 record on Billboard Hot 100 in the next upcoming week. And then Nicki Minaj debuted pretty high on YouTube, also on Apple Music and iTunes charting too. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I really am.
Yeah, what do you feel like? What do you feel like Nicki has to do to even the score, especially if you have it the way you have it right now? What is she gonna do?
Like I said, that next record, I don't want no playfulness. I don't want no none of the kind of trolling antics. Come with that real energy, like you shooting for the head. Don't shoot for the leg, shoot for the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like it's really just approach. Approach, delivery, and come to shoot to kill. Don't send a warning shot. You got her attention. Y'all got both each other attention. Now, like these next records, they don't even need to be on Apple Music. Put the mugs out as just like one hitters, SoundCloud, put a video to it, whatever. I want that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that SoundCloud energy. You know that SoundCloud diss energy is way different.
It's different.
It's way different. That's when you in a bag like you ready to get destroyed. Let's go.
You ain't even worried about the streams. You ain't worried about it selling. All you worried about is killing your opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that energy. So, and I'm sure she can do. I love it, man. You talking about New York versus a Houstonian? Like I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a battle of regions. I feel like I've always said Meg has the capabilities and ability to actually get in that bag to rap on Nicki level as far as just like lyrical ability, flow, delivery. She hasn't put together a career or a discography like Nicki, nowhere near. But the ability, when channeled in the right space, she's very well capable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it, dog. I don't know if she's gonna feed back into it because she's garnering so much success off of this Hiss record. But I mean, the way she was talking, it sounded like she about all the smoke too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both kind of wild though, because they both got a bunch of wild stuff they can really like tackle and diss each other on. Like as far as like all the surrounding pieces around them, entourage, things of the past, a whole bunch of ammunition. I feel like they can really give us 4 or 5 records each if they wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know if the battle would ever be that extensive, but I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind seeing it.
It ain't too many cats out here that's willing to give you pass more than one, honestly, and then just feed you lines periodically throughout their career. That's pretty much what niggas do. So we shall see, man. I'm loving it. On the undercard beef, we got Ice Spice and Lotto going at it. You know what I mean? 2 of the baddies that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't choose between any of them. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do if them joints was in the room. Oh, now come on, man. Nah, man. Hey, man, you think you the shit? You're not even the fuck. Nah, if it's one thing that Ice Spice is a genius at, is delivering us quotable lines at any given moment. Every record got one of them caliber of lines, bro. Like,
I agree with that.
As corny, as tragic as that line seems, in this era, it is made to be spun back to back to back, bro. I done seen so many chicks with that on their sounds, bruh. I mean, they eating that mother.
That's so crazy though, bro. That's nuts. The fact that's trending like that, dog. That's nuts, dog.
Yeah, bro. They on the undercard though. I don't think Ice really want that smoke with Lotto. To be quite frank, I'm objective. I love both of them for what they offer. I think Lotto is the one that really want the smoke with Nicki. I think Lotto will come out the pack and give Nicki 3 without even the response, not even returning. That's the type of chick Lotto is. Like, I'm telling you right now, bro. Put it on the floor. You hear me, dog? Like, she come with that energy. She been in it for so long, bro.
But I don't. Yeah, you got to be ready though, because it's one thing to go after Ice Spice, which really isn't a threat when you think about Lotto's talent.
Oh yeah, nah, it ain't nah. That's a popularity test at the end of the day.
Lotto may want that smoke, but you got to be careful what you wish for. There's plenty of people who have barked up that tree who didn't make it out alive, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I think Lotto, huh?
You talking about the Nicki tree?
The Nicki tree, bro. The Nicki tree, bro.
Look, man, I always take it back to the one example of where somebody really wanted that smoke and Nicki ain't played the cards right. This is me being totally objective. This is me being totally objective. When Remy Ma came and got on that ether beat, she ain't hold no bars. She was unchained. And Nicki ain't respond right. She went and grabbed Wayne and Drizzy and just gave us a fly record, but ain't respond like she was shooting for the head. It was a fly record, but she ain't come with that energy like she was supposed to. Because Remy was really about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember that. Yeah, listen, Sheether is one of the goated diss records of all time.
It is, bro.
And unfortunately,
it was dated. The sound was super dated, but the energy and the bars and the approach, it was all there. It was all there.
Yeah.
So, hey man, I'm loving the girlies getting into it, dog. The female community, as far as like rappers, bro, they definitely been live everywhere. They about that smoke more than the niggas are nowadays. The only niggas that's really about smoke is my guys, Drizzy and T.O. Tory. Because them niggas don't care who you is. They shooting at everybody. Non-stop. But, man, what we got next, dog? 21 Savage, man. This nigga said, hey, yo. I'm fresh off of this tour with Drizzy and I'm about to drop the best album you niggas done ever heard. You heard?
He did. He did say that.
That nigga said, I'm fresh off the tour with Drizzy Drake Rogers and I got some more for y'all. The American Dream. I love the title. I'm coming off freshly listening to this album. I didn't run to it. I think this album came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago or something like that. In 15 records, A-list, A-caliber feature list. I'm talking about you got everybody from Doja Cat, Young Thug, Travis Scott, Lil Durk. Man, who else all on this album, dog? I mean, he got a stellar list of cats that's on this album, bro. Lil Durk, Summer Walker. My girl. Man, I can't tell you how much I miss me some Summer Walker records that's supposed to been on the album already, dog. Like, I think the record is called what? Prove It? Man, she come on that record flawlessly, bro. Like, her vocals have been missed. She was the running mate that I had with SZA when they both kind of ascended into the game at the same time. As far as like relevancy. SZA has kind of gone now and eclipsed that point where she is. But trust me, it won't take me much from Summer Walker to deliver something like of that ilk that she gave 21 for me to be right back to placing her in the same realm as SZA. But the album is stellar, man. Like some of my favorites right away, dog, for sure was the intro all the way down to like the first record with a feature is stellar, bro. Like Red Rum, that's the one that's going pretty crazy. I think that debuted the highest. I love that, bro. One of the things that I noticed on this album, bro, is the ability that 21 possesses to be able to carry records effortlessly by himself with no features. You know what I mean? Like but even with the features, he knows what pockets and how to play his cards next to whoever he's placing himself to. Whether that be Doja Cat. Like, if you was just to say, 21 got a record with Doja Cat. I wouldn't suspect that record to be as well put together as the one on his album is. You know what I mean? Like that's a pretty mismatched type of card making right there. But it came out crazy.
Yeah, it did.
I love that one. Sneaky. The production on this album from front to back is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. My ear for production my antennas always go up. So the production on this album for me, bro, he really ain't do no wrong with it when it come to all these records. He went about, if I had to be critical of one of them, I may say Red Sky because it comes on a little unconventional compared to all the other records. But
did you hear Red Sky though?
Yeah, I heard the whole thing. I'm talking about production-wise, it comes in a little unconventional in comparison to the other records.
It do, but let me tell you something. That Red Sky might be one of my favorite joints off that album. If you're talking about from an executive production standpoint, completely understand what you're saying, of course. But if you're just talking about playing that mug, you driving somewhere and you randomly hear Red Sky come through, you like,
yeah,
what is this? This is what I've been waiting for. You know what I'm saying?
That record showcased 21 Savage's range for sure. He did on his whole album. I love one record in specific that I absolutely feel like there was attention to detail was the record with Burna Boy, produced by Metro Boomin, Just Like Me. Like the easy, like the low-hanging fruit to pull when you get a record from Burna Boy is just to throw them on Afro beats, right? But this is, you can still feel the spirit of Afro beats in it slightly. But the switch up that Metro adds, like he has a great ear in just way of constructing records to make it feel like home from somebody, but to still bring him to where he wants to take him. And I love what Burna Boy did on that record, man. It's not the typical just Afro beats. He doing his whole accent and everything like that. It's a nice, attention to detail record that I absolutely love, bro. And this whole album, bro, like I said, my immediate takeaway was that this is, if not his best, like a top 2 to 3 21 Savage project. And he's historically put together great bodies of work. Unexpectedly, when you just think about 21 Savage catalog. Like it doesn't jump off the sheet or jump off the Richter scale. But when you go through, pull back the layers on his albums, there's some meat on the bone there, bro. But let me let you get into it, bro. What you think? What was your takeaways?
Yeah, no. I mean, I think you mentioned the right records first and foremost. I think I had 6 or 7 out of 14. I think it was 14 records on this project. 6 or 7 of them that were like standouts to me. So it was like standouts, good, then solid. Nothing was really bad on this project at all. So well done. Very well executively produced from the way that the records were managed behind one another. Having the letter to Thug, the record that was letter to my brother was tough, and then having that was crazy to do that. Shout out to I know we talked about 21 Savage's ability to carry himself on each record, but man, shout out to the features coming through and doing what they were supposed to do. Also, highlight a dude that you didn't mention who I thought needed to prove that he was back in his bag. Listen. Lil Durk reminded everybody, hey, I might have did that positive record with Cole, but I'm still ready to shoot a nigga at any time, bro. Just want to let you know I got that AR-15 equipped with night vision shell catchers and M beams. I'm ready. I got it for you. So, I was excited to hear all the features come through from Summer to even, I know the Travis joint had already kind of come out, but I love that Travis joint. I love. Who else was on you? Like, you said Summer, said Travis, Doja
Cat, Burna Boy.
Burna.
Yep, Durk, of course. Yeah, man, it was well put together, man. He didn't. Mariah the Scientist was on the last record too. She did her thing.
Mariah the Scientist. That was the record. I liked it. But hearing what Mariah the Scientist is capable of individually. And then also that record that she got with T Grizzly and Chris Brown that we didn't talk about. Woo!
That boy just said, I gotta mention this. I don't care what we talk about.
hey, I just You brought her Mariah, bro. I got happy, man. She's tough.
I'm a Mariah fan, man. I want to see her live. Her 2 albums that she's got on her studio albums, they front to back. I pretty much play them all. So yeah, she's a special one.
So love when people, you love when the culture continues to get a healthy dose of people who don't get talked about enough. She's one of them. So I love that. But yeah, let me tell you something, man. 21, he's starting to make a claim for himself among this class of rappers. And it's weird because, you know, when you listen to that 21, you ain't trapping no more. From back in the day, you never would have thought that dude would have been the 21 that you see now, per se. But the growth has been exponential. And I think Drizzy has a lot to do with that. I know people are going to say, oh, you know, y'all give a lot of love to Drizzy on the show. But no, I really do. I think he learned a lot from her loss. And you can kind of feel its effects on this project. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's you kind of speaking of what I was going to say lastly on this is one in particular I wanted to mention, like one name, like you said, around I don't know if they was in the same class. I know 21 was a part of, I think, class of 2016 with Uzi, Kodak, I think Yachty, which all those guys respectively have respectable careers.
Absolutely.
But one name that I mentioned, being that they both from Atlanta, is Lil Baby. Like, I believe one can make a pretty respectable argument to say that 21 debatably has put together a better career than Baby. Holistically, when you look at catalog, what he's put on wax. Historically, when you look at Baby's catalog, for me particularly, My Turn is the only studio album that I hold high. I think he only got 2. He got It's Only Me, and then he got the duo with, of course, Dirk. What was it called? Heroes in something. I forgot what it was called. But the one with Dirk. Now his mixtape series is pretty stellar. I will give you that. But as for studio albums and records, singles, what he's put on wax as far as like on Apple Music and things of that nature, 21 has done massively well in comparison to somebody like a Baby. And I mentioned Baby because without much thinking, Baby name jumps out as, you know, the guy that's kind of owned that next young generation that people were kind of trying to hand who's the next. Especially around the time he was doing like Yes Indeed with Drake and just on tour with Drake, all these things. But 21, bro, if you go back into his catalog, you know what I mean? Like his albums have all been pretty stellar front to back. And then there's a constant maturation that we witness with his career, evolution. You know what I mean? Like an evolution literally in his, like I Am versus I Was, stellar album. You know what I mean? Like that's the one he got a lot on. And then you think about his singles, he got massive, huge records. You know what I mean? Like Rockstar with Post Malone. I mean, I think that mug diamond. I played that mug so much when it first came out. It was unruly. You know what I mean? And then being on tour with Drake, everything on Her Loss is up for a Grammy this year. Going on tour with Drake, having all these accomplishments and milestones along with a great body of discography records. Yeah, I think, and the last thing I would say in that regard is, if them two was to be paired in a versus, Baby versus 21, I wouldn't be surprised with that being more competitive than most people would think. Because this dude, 21, got some records. You talking about one dude that got big boy records with Drake, but also with Cole, and then all these other genre guys? Yeah, it will be madly interesting. Baby got him. But I'm just saying, unexpectedly, this is more competitive and entertaining than I really thought when I kind of took some thought to think about it. You know what I mean?
So who's speaking with nuance now? All this nuance you want to throw out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now
hey, you gotta take a page out of that Klarity right quick. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I ain't mad, my brother. You know, I give what I give, man. But listen, I would say it this way, bro. If we're just talking talent, this isn't close. Lil Baby is the most talented of that pack. Yeah. Period. If we're just talking talent, but you're right. If we're talking music, oh boy, it gets dicey, bro. It gets dicey, bro. Like and mainly because that last Little Baby project was so trash. I don't understand like what he was on. Like outside of that, what's the joint with the I give money to the Jewish community. What's that joint called?
I don't know the title of that mug. It was that one and then the one he had with Vori. The one with Vori, no, not Vori. What's my boy name? Friday. The one with Friday, I think it's called Forever Man. Yeah. That one was great. That one blew up.
Those two records,
yeah.
Those two records were like the standouts. And then outside of that, it was like, what? I'm gonna tell you, y'all gonna hate this. Y'all ready? You want me to really drop waves here in the podcast?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who's competing with both of them niggas if you're talking about music. Hey, give me the snitch. Give me Gunna, man. Gunna's competing with both of them.
Now, yeah, they really finna get rid of your ass now. Now, he didn't went crazy. He talking about give me the snitch.
Listen, I wouldn't do no crowds with Gunna, bro. But let me tell you, if we talking song for song, that boy Gunna got nothing but smashes, dog. And I'm telling you,
Gunna is a he's a hit making factory for sure. He definitely he cooks those up easily. I will give you that. F You Mean, I mean, the album before that was crazy. And then the stuff with the chemistry that him and Baby, I mean, unfortunately, that probably won't exist no more, but them boys used to make magic.
Let me tell you. So,
definitely make magic, dog.
He caught a few strays on this 21 Savage project. But let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you, Gunna's laughing all the way to the discography because he knows that if they ever call his name, dog, he's got enough heat to put them both away, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel personally. But yeah, no, this 21 project was a breath of fresh air, man, and I think it's a good way to start the year. Yeah. I think that he probably doesn't get into competition for a little while either. So we're probably looking at March before somebody else pops out and says, I'm going to drop something. We're supposed to be getting the off season this year, so that should eclipse anything.
I was just about to say, nigga, that's the only, as far as who I'm looking for, it's just cold, my nigga. You about to go on tour with Drake. I'm about to see this nigga probably in the next 13 days in my city. That nigga better be saying something on that stage talking about that off season got a release date or something. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, yeah, word says you on the clock, bro.
You on the clock?
Where's your codes on the clock? Yeah, where's your codes on the clock? Absolutely.
It's daytime, cold time, my nigga.
Have we gotten the Cardi project? We have not. I think we need a Cardi project, especially that she's not
on the clock, man. But hey, I don't even know what to expect from a Cardi record after all this. I don't even know what she been on. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, Cardi's Cardi. She still move ways whenever she do something. But them girlies out here, man, they going crazy. So we'll see, man. Yeah, and to piggyback on that last point, it definitely is the Drake effect that after any time somebody does music with Drake extensively, whether that's a duo record, they doing a bunch of records together or they on tour in close proximity with Drake to witness some of his magic behind that curtain. As far as being in the studio, something significantly becomes better about their artistry once they depart from him. Something. Future being the greatest of all forms of examples of that. And 21 now being another. You know what I'm saying? Like, the evolution that happens with an artist when they get a piece of the pie of what it looks like to do music with none other than Drizzy Drake Riders. Do right and kill everything. People know that death awaited. Something happens, bro. And it's been proven. It's proven, like, when you think about Hours of Silence with him and Drake on Hurt Lost, what he did had 21 Savage do on there just in that little bridge. It was a glimpse of what that can be like. Having somebody like a Drake as your artist development coach or A&R. Just him putting your ears to what you're doing and seeing how to put a proper polish on it. I mean, it's something there to be said, man. He probably had never come out and say it, but I promise you, bro, we hitting close to what is accurate to be true over there, dog. So I just wanted to say that right quick, man. But, man, you know what we are, man? The Music and Sport podcast where we always talking about music and sports. So now we going to jump into this sports segment, man. Just as much as going on in the NBA as it is in the hip hop world and music world. First up, man, I'm gonna serve up your boy though. The boy that barely gonna ever make 65 games. Embiid, that boy out there looking like his knees ready to break at any moment. So look, man, I put Embiid on here to kind of jump into the NBA topics because I had the honor of looking at the Sixers versus Golden State last night. And man, I noticed some things out there that wasn't looking too promising and cool for your boy Embiid. He's looking like he's not gonna make that 65 game minimum MVP.
We knew that.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because he's having a better year than his MVP. You know what I mean? And but I also think that's a gift and a curse. Reason I'm saying, because he's killing it. He's killing it so much that he's killing himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he needs to save and reserve his body. No kizzy though. He needs to prioritize the championship and doing whatever is required to achieve that above all. That mean MVP. That mean missing games to preserve his body for when moments really matter at the highest stakes. Because I'm not sure that the reason that Embiid underperforms in the playoffs compared to his regular season is quite due to just the moment being too big. I'm more so leaning towards his body can't manage that load over a course of 82 games and also going into 2-3 rounds into the playoffs. That's what I'm more so starting to believe because, I mean, he gets buckets from all around the court. He's not just banging down low. He's playing out, dribbling left to right, lateral movements. And in the frame that he got, 7-footer doing guard-like things, and sometimes even at a guard-like speed, it can't be good on the body of somebody like his. Even though he has the ability, over time, doing that, those movements for his body parts are not supposed to be doing that to the rate that he does it. That's kind of my takeaway with that. What's your formula to try to help this guy out to prioritize the chip? And if anything, still make the 65 league minimum if that's important to you, my G.
Don't make the 65 league minimum.
There you go.
Yeah. You don't need it. You've proven what you've proven last year, and you've proven it again this year, bro. Let me just say this: he's having a better year than last year, and if it's not apparent that he's the best big man in the NBA, including Joker, bro, I don't know what is. Wow. I've been screaming that for the last 4 years as these two have been battling back and forth. And this is no discredit to Joker, because let me tell you something. Joker is a bad man. But Embiid in top form is an even better man. And so do you need the MVP? No. You need to get you and Tyrese Maxey and potentially, somebody else at the trade deadline ready to go to face the juggernauts in the East so y'all can come out and be in the finals this year. And he's playing like that, bro. He's dropped 70 this year. He's looked better than he's ever looked before, offensively, defensively, in shape. So if you don't make the 65 games and you rest, bro, you play 58, 56 games, but you feel really good going into the playoffs. If I'm Philly, I take that way more than I take Embiid pushing himself to make that 65 game minimum, him not feeling 1,000%, and we don't know what it's like to go into the playoffs with healthy. So yeah, don't risk that 65 games, man. You got your MVP. And I'll be honest, if you play 60 games and you continue to do what you're doing while playing 60 games, and the person who wins 65 games, the entire league will know who was the real MVP anyway. Yeah. So you got nothing else to prove, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do what you got to do and get the one thing that you have not tackled yet, which is that NBA championship, or at least being in the finals. Get what it feels like to play that level of high level basketball. And if it means you have to sacrifice a few regular season games to do that, don't let anybody tell you different. That's how I feel.
I feel that, dog. Yeah, I feel like if the playoffs started today, you would get what it really would look like for Embiid to be in position to make a real run at the chip. But unfortunately, that's not how the NBA works. It's 82 games, and that's quite extensive. When you're a 7-foot guy playing the way he plays, and it has to bang against other bodies, big bodies being at that. So, yeah, man. Like I said, like you said too, man. Definitely prioritize that chip, man. Preserve your body. Because I think they're on a 4-game losing streak right now, and they steadily falling back further in the standings, or preventing them to move up in the standings, I should say, because they still number 3. And I always said, I believe really for them to really secure a at least a conference finals, because he hasn't even made a conference finals, let alone the finals. He hasn't made a conference finals. I believe they need to be the number 1 seed to try to miss the Bucks or the Celtics at least one of them rounds until they get to the conference finals. Because being that they underneath them, they have to pretty much play both of them each time that they in the 3rd seed. So, yeah, man, we shall see. I'm not too high on them because I think a lot of their destiny depends on his health. And so we shall see with that, man. But he's a part of this next segment still, man. He kind of actually kicked this off. NBA high scoring in the month of January. I think it may be fair to say that, man, I don't know if we ever seen in recent memory the type of scoring that's been happening, not only from player to player, but also from team to team on a nightly basis. I'm talking, it was one night in either late December or early January where it was 5 teams in the same night with above 140 plus points. I said, is Cats playing defense out here or saying, hey, the lane open? Hey, shoot the wide open 3. Hey, I ain't even got to worry about it. I'm just finna get back on the other side and try to get my bucket. We just playing who can score the most. That's what it seemed like out there sometimes, dog. But particularly, man, around the anniversary of Kobe's 81, January 22nd, I believe Kobe did on the year 2006. We had Karl Anthony Towns with 62 in a losing effort. And then you had 70 from your boy Embiid, which is pretty crazy. Like it's one thing to see a nigga like, Luka go get 73, or Kobe getting 81, Dame getting 70, Book getting 70. These guards that's high volume shooters that a lot of times is ball dominant, don't gotta wait to get the ball to go get 70, go get you 60. But to see a 7-footer of the stature of Embiid go do it is a little different. That hit a little different the night he did that. Cause the boy had 59 and 3/4. I'm like, man, this nigga on a different type. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to see all these niggas get all these points, bro. But I think it's another voice or another message that's being said about what kind of basketball is being played in this era too at the same time. If guys can just hit a switch and say, look, he just got 60, I finna go give me 70 tonight. He just got 70, I finna go give me 65 tonight. Because D-Book was in that conversation too with getting 65, I believe, or 62 in another losing effort. But what's kind of your takeaway on all these high scoring? You know what I mean? As far as the pros and cons. I know you was hooping and hollering about Luka going to go get it. But what's the real underlying message behind what we seeing right now in the NBA with the high scores?
I think it's simple. I think it's a simple one, right? So the underlying message seems to be that the NBA is after entertainment, right? So they're going to do away with defense until the games matter, which is why you'll see cats continue to go for upwards of 50 and 60 points, because while the regular season is popping and, they haven't done enough to prioritize these games in mid-January, you'll continue to see cats score 80 and 90 points, but it's just what it's going to be. I think it's
80 and 90 is crazy, dog. Come on, hold on.
Listen, it's coming, bro. It's coming. Listen, if Luka can have 73, bro, and honestly, they took him out in points in the game, I think he could have had 80, bro. I think he could have had 80 watching the game. And had he had 80, the league would have been in an uproar, right? So it's only a matter of time. I think it's only a matter of time. Do I like it? I like it from the standpoint of I do think it shows the difference in skill from the league in this day and age versus what the league was in the 90s, I think the skill is drastically different. I watched the way D-Book went and got his 63.
Yeah.
Fadeaways, up and unders, left hand, left shoulder, right shoulder, like extreme superb footwork. Kobe,
but how impressive it is that skill really to be taken if the competitor isn't given that line of defense that was compared to the aggressive nature of basketball in the 90s and when David Robinson was going to go get his 70, when Jordan was going to go get his 63, or even when Kobe got his 81. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the one thing I will say, Kobe went and got 81 in trying to get a win. Like, it was majority of that game they were down. And so he had, like, the buckets meant more. Like, this isn't an attempt to come back and get a dub. Not just because I'm up and I'm already feeling good in rhythm and I just want to see what I can end up with after shooting every shot. That's a different approach, perspective, and mentality on how somebody's going to go get that 70, 80. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying. I think I would say it depends on what you believe about today's athlete. Do I believe when I'm watching the game that let me think of somebody who was considered a defender back then, that Byron Russell as a defender is a more talented defender than a Giannis Antetokounmpo? I do not. Like, what I'm saying to you is, if the athlete is more athletic today, if the skilled player is more skilled, then that means that technically the individual defender is better. The only reason why that 90s defense looks so much better is because the rules were different. You could hand check back in the 90s. You can damn near knock a nigga out back in the 90s, bro, and nobody would say anything. Uh-huh. In the 2000s, there's been more power given to the offensive player and less power given to the defensive player. And so when you see these dudes strap up, you know, when you see a Herb Jones out in New Orleans lock up and say, hey, nah, bro, not on Herb, not today. And he's taking care of your best player. Or when you see Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs whenever he's healthy and he says, look, I'm going to take the challenge, that's impressive. That means something. So, again, when you see somebody score against that level of defense, when I believe that the players are actually better on-ball defenders, you'll just never see it because the rules don't allow as such like they did back in the day. I think it can be just as impressive because after 40, after Booker and Karl Anthony Towns and Doncic, Luke, yeah, I don't know what the Hawks were going through that night. Luka, after 50, they still look confused, like they were letting him drive down the lane. It was weird. But most of these teams, though, after they're getting 40 and 50 put on them, they're getting extremely competitive. But by that point, there's just nothing you can do. That's like Booker lost and scored 63, right? So this is the team saying, yeah, you're going to get your 63, but it's not going to be for the lack of us setting double teams, traps, 2-3 zone, 3-2 zone, switching coverages, hedges, all of that. They're doing all that to Book, and he's just raising over the top of these dudes, bro, and giving them hell. Like, when you do that, to me, that's just as impressive, if not more impressive, than he did it in the 90s. The only difference is they can hold your hand down as you're taking that shot versus having to put a hand up versus taking it. To me, that's the only difference.
Yeah, it was like, there's no, to push back on it, but like, there's no squads in the league where we're like, they're defensively known for defense. Like those 2000 Grizzlies with Zach Randolph, Tony Allen, it was, and then you got the 80s Pistons, like the bad boys out there. Like, there were units that we knew, like not just players, but units, squads, that when you came against them, they were different. The early 2000 Pistons with Ben Wallace and them boys over there. Like, there were lines of defenses, the Spurs, like with Bruce Brown or Bruce Bowen. Like, it was guys as units collectively. Maybe, and I think maybe like the Bucks a couple years ago was that, but it's not many of them. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't. I did put on here. Do you think we ever will see anybody eclipse Kobe's 81? Or Wilt's 100? I say Kobe's 81 because, man, I seen somebody say, look, man, they put up a meme of this nigga Wilt Chamberlain like at the airport with a bunch of niggas taking photos. They was like, look, man, this nigga documented everything except the 100-point game. Kobe is the NBA regular season high scoring because ain't no tape on that 100-point game, man. So, like, will anybody ever eclipse Kobe's 81? And if so, who you got, man? Who you got doing?
Will anybody ever eclipse Kobe's 81? I believe
In our generation. Like
it's slim to none. Yeah, slim to none in our generation, bro. I don't see it. Can it be done? Yes. If so, if I had to pick somebody who would do it, sheesh. Man, if I had to pick somebody who would do it, you know what? Shea Gilgeous-Alexander could do it.
Oh, come on, nah, he played. Say SGA. He played too slow. He don't get like the duration would be his biggest challenge. He moved too slow. He moved like he don't get up enough shots. His motor. If I had to choose, look, I just basically took you out the driver's seat. If I had to choose, bro, I'ma just go with D Book. D Book he's already been in the 70 realm already, and he's been close to 70 multiple times. And he's a Kobe mentee, disciple, somebody that idolized Kobe. Like he seems to be like, yo, one day I'm going to go get that. He has that motor. Yeah,
Luka could do it. Luka could do it as well. I think Luka could do it.
Yeah, Luka probably can do it. I just don't think he ever gonna get like. I think if he would have did it, he would have just did it in his last game. He had 73. That was his chance. I don't see him just going and going like. I don't see him doing that stuff no more, bro. Especially this nigga. He got to get some dubs. You know what I'm saying? That nigga got to go get some dubs, bro. Straight up.
They need to stay healthy.
Something.
I don't know what's going on with them boys, but they got to stay healthy because they were smoking at the beginning of the season. They were top 2 in the West. Started facing a couple of injuries, man. They got to get right over there, but they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right. Luka and Kyrie have figured out how to play together, so that's always good. Yeah, that's always good.
We're gonna finish these NBA topics off, man, with your boy KD, man. When did he comment on this? This was more than a week and a half or a week ago, 2 weeks maybe. I think it was. I don't know if this was after a post-conference game or before the game, something. Somebody was interviewing him, though, and he basically was being interviewed about him. I don't even know if they asked the question, do you belong in a GOAT conversation? He kind of just maybe alluded to it by talking about why he doesn't believe people put him there, and it's because he went to Golden State. And I think that's a heavy component as to why people would leave him out, but not the only reason and factor as to why I personally wouldn't have him there at the GOAT table. The question on the doc is, does KD deserve to be in the GOAT debate? Why or why not? If I'm answering that, it's definitely because the way he's orchestrated his career with going to a team. To me, I'm on tape with saying Kevin Durant is the weakest athlete of all 4 major sports after making that move from leaving OKC to go join a team, and at that time of becoming rival team, the Golden State Warriors, after losing a 3-1 record in the series. The guys that you was just going at banging, you know what I'm saying? Battling it out in the playoffs in the conference finals that you dang near was about to go to the finals. The 73-9 team was at that team that he joined. And opposed to going back the next year, the following year, going head up and trying to get your lick back, you say, no, I'm going to just go join forces and become their teammate. Like, where I'm from, bro, that's crazy. Like, you would never be able to come back around me after that, dog. Like, it ain't no comeback. It ain't no none of that. No matter how long the years has passed, none of that. Like, to me, that's always put him in a different space off of that move alone. Now, with that being said, when you just look at resume, like resume-wise, you got 2 rings, 1 MVP, I think he's been to the finals 4 times. He's 2-2. Not a bad record. He's 500. 2012, lost to Miami. Won 2 times in Golden State. Lost the year that he got hurt for the 3rd time that he went to the ring, and when he pulled his Achilles. So, cool. A nice put-together career. He has a scoring title. Not known to be really a guy to play both sides of the ball, though he has the talent too. An array of all-stars, first all-NBA team. But to me, all that says is you're a top 10, maybe to 15. But the real big reason I would say is because the person that you join forces with is the person that I'll put closer to that GOAT conversation than you, being Steph Curry. Steph Curry, off of impact alone, places himself at that table. Impact alone. With how he revolutionized the game with the three-pointer, how he's making all these kids in the next generation trying to play the style of ball he's playing, and also every team. Yo, Boston Celtics average, I believe, 44 three-pointers a night. Now, you can't tell me that ain't because of Stephen Curry. It's insane. It's insane. Y'all hit him at a high clip rate, but it's definitely insane. And guys do that any given night. Curry the other night went 9 for 22 versus my Lakers from the three-pointer. 22 three-pointers by one player. Insane. But Curry also got 4 chips, so he got more rings than you. He got 2 MVPs, so he got more MVPs than you. He's revolutionized the games with his impact, and he's going to go down as the greatest three-point shooter of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a multitude of reasons as to why I believe KD don't belong in that conversation as the GOAT. One being just some of the things he's done that I think leave a very bad taste in people's mouths. Some people may think that's off-court element that I'm injecting into the conversation, but it's very much what he did on court. And that stuff is about legacy, how you're remembered, what we're going to remember. This is going to be a chink in his armor forever. And then also, those guys at that seat at that table, bro, I mean, he doesn't look right sitting next to LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Shaq, Tim Duncan. All them guys are not even in the GOAT conversation. But is he above any of the names I just mentioned?
No.
You talking about Kobe, Kareem, Jordan, Brian, Duncan, Shaq. I still left out Magic. I mean, what are we talking about at this point? So that's why I said, bro.
KD's not above Bird, in my opinion.
Now that's the one I will have a conversation about.
Listen, what's so crazy, and I tell people this all the time. Everybody loves to get rid of Bird, bro. They love to say, oh, whatever about Bird. Bro, Bird was so destructive in his day, bro. The only thing that could stop Bird, bro, was a group of all-stars on a Lakers team that I believe was the first semblance of a super team. That's the only thing that could really stop Bird.
Oh, God.
Bird, outside of them Lakers squads, bro, Bird was doing what he wanted to the entire league, bro. 3-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA MVP, scoring champion, bro. All defensive teams in his day, you know, was a passer with court vision in his own right, a solid rebounder, 7.5 to 8 rebounds a game. Like one of the greatest shooters from mid-range we've ever seen, as well as 3-point field goal percentage. And had the league been different, would have been one of the all-time three-point shots leaders. Had the league been a different league during his time.
Boy, scrambling across the finish line. Hey, boy, you can tell, boy. Nah, I mean, I agree, dog. He's definitely. I just said I would have a conversation, bro. I mean, but let me hear your take. I want to hear more so on that KD. Like, drill in on why you believe he should or shouldn't be at that table with those guys in the GOATs conversation.
I think as time goes on. So here's the thing: I'm not the biggest KD fan,
Right.
but I am objective. I am objective. And in 10 to 15 years, when we begin to look at Kevin Durant's career, the only people who will be salty about what he did will be us. No one else in revisionist history will think about, oh, he's only got 3 rings or 2 rings. I think he might sneak and get one more somewhere, let's just say. Yeah. He's only got 2 to 3 rings. This, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But he got him with Golden State, and he did this, and he did that, and mentally, where was he? And he tweeted all the damn time, and he was sensitive as hell. And the only people who are going to be saying that are people who absolutely lived in the moment. But when you start reading the stats, when you start going back over to what he accomplished, when you start looking at the numbers and the accolades, similar to what Carmelo Anthony said on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, shout out to that podcast, with him and Mero. He said wolves. He said not wolves. He said goats travel in packs. So do I believe there is a supreme goat? Yeah. Do I believe that there's a secondary goat? Yeah. But do I believe KD is one of the goats in that goat pack of individuals? Yeah, he is. And whether or not we like KD, because I sure as hell don't. But whether we like KD or not, we're talking about somebody who's 7 foot, we're freakish. God's given that dude, measurables that catch it on the dream. Like, he can do everything at that size. 7 feet.
Hold on. That sound, bro. Hold on.
Oh,
God's given. That mug sound. Woo! Mercy. I almost have to end it live on that. All right. Supremely skilled. How about that? Supremely skilled, can handle, can pass, can shoot. There's nothing KD can't do. Probably one of the best scorers in NBA history. Yeah. So, when you consider all of the things and him being a 2-time champion, and to be honest with you, Steph Curry's legacy, a dude that you put over KD's, owes a lot to KD's contribution. KD doesn't go to Golden State. I agree with Carmelo when he says this. KD doesn't go to Golden State. LeBron may have 6 rings. I don't know about 6 rings. Now, come on, y'all.
No. Think about it. So we don't take away we don't take his Lakers bubble championship away. Let's say he gets that regardless. Yeah. He doesn't win the next year if KD doesn't go. That Golden State Warriors team mentally doesn't feel the same about their chances after losing a 3-1 lead. He absolutely wins the next one if KD doesn't go that year. Now, the year after, that's debatable. We don't know what happens after they lose.
Bro, that team wasn't as matured the year before or years before they had beat LeBron. Remember that team?
Wait. Every time they so I hate to say this because I sound more like Kyle every day. But when you really think about it, and this is no disrespect to the Golden State Warriors, the Warriors, in my mind, only have one legitimate championship. If we're being honest.
It's because you talking about what he ain't had Kyrie and Love and all them niggas.
Follow my logic. They caught LeBron James where LeBron James had Della Vadova, Tristan Thompson, and a group of players from the YMCA. And he drugged them to the NBA Finals, and they beat them then. To me, that doesn't count. That's an asterisk on that championship. You can take it, cool. You won it. I'm not gonna necessarily take it.
You can't give an asterisk to a championship that was just, I guess, lackluster due to the personnel being injured. Like, that ain't like somebody got, like, Draymond Green get, like, that's more of an asterisk than anything. Draymond getting ejected in Game 5? That was crazy. Like, it's people that live in Dallas.
After he's been in the balls, bro? Come on, bro.
He got suspended. Like, you can get he got suspended. That's crazy at the level of a finals. That's pretty harsh.
What's crazier, word? You risking your presence in a finals to swing at a man's genitals, bro, or for them suspending you for it. It's more crazy that you would make a dumb decision like that than it is for the league.
You're talking about somebody level of stupidity. He's stupid for doing that. But the discipline that they handed out, I don't think was deserving of that stature, bro.
But
that's crazy.
But we're arguing before we get to the discipline. There has to be something to discipline. And Draymond Green put himself in that position. That dude's an idiot, bro. When you cost yourself, I can't hold no sympathy for you. I can't. That's crazy. So my thing is this. So you beat LeBron, a LeBron team where he drug a couple of dudes from the YMCA with Cavaliers jerseys to the championship and damn near forced a 7-game series by himself. Right. That's first and foremost. So you beat him there. Then he clips you the second time when you're the greatest regular season team of all time. He clips you. You come back and you add a NBA top 50 basketball player of all time, maybe top 25 in Kevin Durant, to a roster that was already damn near perfect, and you beat him 2 more times. You've never evenly played LeBron James and not had the deck stacked. And when you played him fairly, the one time you got him fairly and you were up, you dropped the ball and he clipped y'all behinds. So my thing is like, the Warriors only have one championship, and that's against my Celtics. That was legit. They beat us fair and square. We weren't ready. They were. They got it done. Knocked us out. No problem. I have no problem giving that shit. But the 2 KD rings and the 1 ring where Dellavedova was your second best player, that's not impressive to me. So when I start looking at the resume, and we're going to give Steph Curry all this damn help for the championships that he got, we can't be too mad at KD for literally being a reason in which Curry has 4 championships himself.
It's a difference. Honest, that conversation is different for Curry because he stayed home and that's his team. He didn't go and seek help to the rivalry. Now can we fault him for being like some niggas? Like I heard Kevin Garnett recently spoke on a time where he was trying to get out of Minnesota and was calling Kobe to come play with him. Kobe wasn't taking his calls because Kobe wanted smoke with the best players. He didn't want to join forces. Now, from that standpoint and having that perspective of a Kobe-minded cat like I am, I will fault somebody like Stephen Curry for even taking the call, saying, "Hey, let's join up." Because if Kobe's in that situation, you know, cats probably hate this. I know cats ain't wild like that, but I'm just giving a different perspective on what some cats could have done, being if they was in Curry's situation and still could have controlled how that came out. Like, I will fault him from that aspect. But as far as like who was running and doing that and who came to my team and da-da-da-da-da, and look, what we have seen to come to pass, that wasn't just a one-time instance for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has been ring chasing and running around the league from player to player on team to team since he's left Oklahoma City. Is that not true? I mean, this nigga that went from Golden State for a couple years. This nigga went to Brooklyn and ain't even finished more than 2 seasons. And now this nigga in Phoenix Suns and he looking like he ready to get out of there. Come on, man. This dude don't know what it look like to be loyal to nothing, bro. The only thing that nigga loyal to is that trash ass haircut. Bro, that nigga ain't even loyal to his brush. Straight up, man. I need to send that nigga to my barber. That nigga get cleaned up. Straight up. Shout out B the barber, man. Had to put that nigga in a cave right quick.
Hey, bro, wait a minute, bro. Hold on, dog. Hold on. How B the barber get a shout out? Shout out to B, but second of all, how can he catch a stray, bro? What's going on, dog?
Man, look, hey, when I gave my disclaimer, what I say? KD, I'm on tape. I'll put it on tape again in 4K for y'all niggas. KD is still by far and large the weakest athlete in all 4 major sports. Easy. It's not even, bro, we didn't even talk about the burner accounts, all the weak stuff he's been pulling over the years. And I should say more so individual, because an athlete, he's top tier skill. But as who he's shown to be off the court, it's mad suspectable and questionable, bro. I don't know if I probably wouldn't be homies with that dude. No kizzy. You got to stand on certain principles, bro. And he don't stand on those, the type of ones I stand on. That just is what it is. Like, I know you wouldn't be cool with a nigga like that. Easy. Like, we do this. We do this right here.
Yeah, real.
We give our takes right here. Niggas ain't finna be having Twitter fingers. None of that.
You right.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't stand that. I can't stand that in our group chat. It's private. You know what I'm saying? So
no kissing. Nigga, if we could turn our group chat to a video chat every day and we could sit around and do as much as they're typing, but via video, you know we would. That's just how we ride, though. Cats ain't cut like that. Absolutely. And that's just, we ain't even tooting our own horns, bro. It's just certain niggas is cut from certain cloths.
Hold on, word. You know I don't disagree with you on that, my guy. And I know this is where we part ways on this podcast, but I gotta stay in your lane, but part with you just a little bit because you though I don't disagree with you, when we're having this conversation, bro, and I hate to say this because I agree. So I'm almost battling with myself, but I gotta be fair. I agree with you, and you can't move the goalposts when we have this conversation just because you don't like the way a nigga move offline. Like, my thing is like, yeah, I don't like KD. I don't like KD either in the way that he moves and how he acts and the fact that he be complaining and switching sides and he's not loyal and this, that, and the third. But when we talk about a player, when we talk about what they accomplish, when we talk about what he does on the court, when we talk about his impact on the game of basketball, when you talk about his skill set, when you talk about how he's dominant, there's no conversation. So you adding in the other pieces, though they make sense, though I don't disagree with them. If we're having a basketball conversation about what makes somebody the GOAT, and you handed his resume to somebody you respected more off the court, you may not have this take. You may not feel the way that you. If you can clone KD
resume, but look, I said that though. Resume. Hey, look, let's scrap everything I'm talking about that seems to be off court. Even though him moving around and how he orchestrated his career, I believe still is very much about what he's done on the court. But let's say resume. Resume only, he don't sit next to those. He ain't sitting next to no 5-ring Kobe. He ain't sitting next to no.
Too high.
Huh?
That's too high. That's too high. I agree. But what I'm saying is,
at Max, I got him like he's a bona fide top 15 lock. He's a lock there for me. But he's fighting to get in the top 10. But who's keeping him out is Steph Curry. That's the guy. That's the guy I said he's keeping him out.
The thing about it is, I get why Steph Curry is beloved. But I ain't gonna lie. There are some red flags in Steph Curry's career that are hopefully.
There are.
We'll have to at some point. This is not about him, so I don't want to put him on a trial. But we're gonna have to address this in some point. No, seriously, I love Steph, bro. I definitely believe he's changed the game. I think he's the greatest shooter that God has ever created. I agree with all of that. At the same time, when I think about Steph Curry, the player, I say to myself, some of the things you don't like about KD off the court, when you think about Steph Curry's mentality on the court, only recently has he changed the narrative about himself on that.
Hold on, it sounds like you're describing, somebody that's very much becoming the GOAT in many of eyes. That sounds very LeBron-like, what you just described. There are major chinks and things on court with LeBron James that are mad distasteful for a lot of people that try to keep him out of the GOAT throne. He's not in the conversation. He's going for the throne.
No, but word. Thank you. And I hope you tell Kyle that next time. Because that's why he's my number 2. And Michael Jeffrey Jordan is my number 1. Because again, as great as LeBron is, he can make you forget almost every red flag because he does so much stuff well in the court. Yeah. But some of those red flags that we're talking about, the questions about his career, in my opinion, keep him out of the GOAT conversation because of what you said. And in my mind, if we're going to penalize KD, Steph Curry deserves just as much of a damn penalty as KD does. He's not as easy to hate, and he's a lovable guy. That's the main reason why we don't ever talk about Steph Curry the way we talk about KD. But to be in 4 finals and to only have 1 finals MVP is wild.
That's wild.
I don't care what you're talking about. Yeah. To virtually disappear in every big game you've played in, unless you've had a KD next to you or a game 6 Clay or an injury to the other side that allows you to cook. That is a major red flag to me. There's a bunch of things those are the things that Steph Curry's done that you can't put on KD. Because when KD was put in that situation, he shot LeBron down to his face multiple games in the NBA Finals. He won Finals MVP. When the lights were the brightest, he showed up and led the Warriors when it was supposed to be Steph Curry's team. I don't like it as much as you do, but we can't keep penalizing that nigga for doing what he was supposed to do. And Steph Curry is above him, but ain't did what he was supposed to do. And didn't do it when he was there.
I mean, this is a good conversation. It's a good conversation. It's just so much that goes into that to unpack it as to why we have the stances on KD rings. I mean, you're joining a 73-19, bro. Like at this point, it's just we really don't even know how to gauge your rings. We don't. Like we want to see you go. That's why. And here's the thing: Curry has made up for some of his wrongdoings. Like you said, going to go get that ring, leading him versus the Celtics and securing his MVP as the number one option in being an MVP. Kevin Durant, if he was to go, and honestly, it's still like, if like, let's say they somehow miraculously get into the finals this year and they win. I'm leaving with the belief of Devin Booker securing that MVP, the finals MVP. He's already shown me. I'm telling you. Devin Booker has already shown me. Yeah. I'm saying
a Devin Booker.
I'm saying that, bro, because of what I witnessed versus Giannis in them. He gave us 2 50-point games in the finals. That's like uncharted territory. In his verse, guys that supposed to been there. And they end up winning. So I know, I believe the stuff that Devin Booker is made of, Kevin Durant is not. And that's intangibles. I don't believe he's made of the same stuff because Devin Booker, and it's the things that Kevin Durant just seemingly has never shown me to have. It's loyalty, it's grit, it's staying with the team no matter what. And
but word, you're conflating those two things.
Nah, bro.
But do you trust Kevin Durant? Okay, all those things are true. On the court in a final series, I have seen Kevin Durant shoot down the greatest basketball player in the world
because he played next to Curry. Kevin Durant. Let me ask you: is Kevin Durant that same Kevin Durant today? I don't think so.
The nigga's been. I ain't gonna lie. The nigga's been cooking. And there's nothing that tells me. Wait. If you look at his stats this year, he's at 50, 40, 90. He's doing everything he was doing back then. What do you want me to say? I don't know, bro.
What is it?
Say no.
Because it's not equating to success per se. It's like my LeBron right now is averaging 20.
Are the Suns a top 5 team in the West? I believe that they are. Word. What are we talking about,
bro? As of February 1st. So coming into this season, we predicted the Suns to be behind the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Minnesota Timberwolves. If you ask me, the only teams I would have had them behind is maybe Denver Nuggets if my Lakers were healthy and the Clippers. That's it. We're
talking about teams overachieving and teams underachieving. We still had the number 3 and 4, and that's where they're at right now. Number 4, number 5. We have them in the. What I'm saying is word. You're changing the teams that they're behind, and I agree with you. I didn't expect the Thunder to be as good, and I didn't expect. Well, I did say the Thunder would be a breakout team, and I also said Shea was my sleeper for MVP way before the season even started. But I did not expect both the Timberwolves and the Thunder to be as good as they were. However, we also did not expect the Suns to be a top 2 seed because we both said, "Hey, there's questions there. You got to make the fit work. This, that, and the third. You'll probably be somewhere 3, 4, 5." That's where they are. So you can't be mad that they're where we said they were.
All I'm saying is, bro, they're not equal. Like, what did they go out the second round last year in the playoffs? What they do? Like that, he was there, and we seen them boys get boasted out of the playoffs real early.
Who was injured?
Who was injured? Where? And the Suns?
Correct.
Who was Bill injured?
Well, he wasn't playing for the Suns last year. Chris Paul, their point guard, was injured the whole first. Yes, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
All I'm saying, bro. All I'm saying is he's already been in Phoenix. Yeah. I'm saying that. Yeah, this nigga already. He ain't the same guy to me, bro. He ain't the same guy.
You're not gonna do this word. You can't be ready to kill him. Then when new facts come, you don't change your opinion. What I'm saying is this: new facts have arrived, bro. Chris Paul was out during the series. It's not like KD. First of all, this is the same KD just a couple of years ago that was in Brooklyn and was a size 13 shoe away from being in the Eastern Conference Finals and the Finals.
No, you naming something we can't, bro.
What are we talking about?
Do you understand the entire time he was in the Brooklyn Nets jersey, he won one playoff series?
Because them niggas played a total of 17 games in 4 years together.
That's
what the hell
you just
about?
hold on. If you talking about him sitting at the GOAT table, right? What did LeBron drag to the finals? Matthew Dellavedova?
No.
What are we talking about? Yeah, what are we talking about, dog? Yeah, if he's supposed to be at that table, you do what GOATs do.
I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not gonna.
We get that, man. We gotta get done with this nigga. I'm sick of that nigga anyway.
Yeah. We gotta go. Yeah. But I'm not gonna let you do this, word. This is crazy.
Get that nigga out of here, dog.
Oh my
that
God.
nigga, I'm telling you, I'm getting that nigga out of here no matter what the stakes is, my nigga. But anyways, look, man. The NFL Super Bowl is what? About 2 weeks, about 10 days from now. It's not this Sunday, but the following next Sunday.
Something like that. 10 days.
I'm actually a Niners fan, and been that way since T.O., so I ain't just jumping on no bandwagon, nothing like that.
Okay.
I really wanted to see Lamar Jackson end up there in the Super Bowl because I thought it was written for him to be there this year with the way that his season started with not getting his money right away. They was trying to play him like a rook, and he turned that narrative quick. It looked like he probably gonna be the MVP, and I thought it would have just been amazing for that boy to go to the chip, man, and finally maybe go get him one. But you know, Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. There's no taking away from Pat Mahomes. He's not quite the guy that I believe if I was in a locker room would rally me up, pause. But skill-wise, talent-wise, resume, everything from top to bottom, he's that guy. And but I think my Niners will put a halt to that. This is a rematch of the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Come again? Come again?
I believe my Niners will put a halt to that this year. If you didn't notice, we just went against one of the most high-powered offenses in the league, being Detroit Lions. Them boys had a 24-7 league or something like that going into the second half. I believe Kyle Shanahan was like 0-20 whenever that situation presented itself. But Brock Purdy is 21-5 since he's entered into the quarterback starting position. He's only
Somebody has done their homework. Let's go.
I know. Hey, look. hey, you starting to think we should cover NFL almost in this mug.
Absolutely. I'm very proud right now.
Hey, bro, look. when it's required for me to do what I need to do on my guys, I'll be equipped for it, dog. And like I said, I'm a Niners head, dog. And Brock Purdy, bro. Nobody's seen this guy being what he was going to be. I definitely didn't. But Purdy possesses things that I believe even guys at a high caliber don't really possess. And that's like he's willing to risk it, get it on his foot however he needs to, make those type of big moment throws whenever the moment arrives. And I think that's where greatness matters the most, man, is when you absolutely have to be what the moment requires you to be. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like Lamar had chances to do that. And in that game, bro, this from a naked eye, I think most people could tell like he wasn't trying to win the game in ways I thought that was really being handed to him, which is him winning on his feet a lot of times. I felt like, now this isn't no unique take. This is being said by many. But I felt like he was sitting in that pocket and trying to prove that he can be a pocket passer and win it that way because the narrative is he can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, which I get it, but it's like, nah, bro, like cats ain't gonna trip off of none of that if you go get a chip. You know what I mean? Like, go get you a chip. Niggas ain't gonna never be mad at you however you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm picking Niners. I'm thinking it's gonna be somewhere around 24-31. Pat Mahomes will put up a fight. But, we got weapons all over the field, man. Debo, Christian McCaffrey, Kettle. Our defense is what it is. Bosa, he a beast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling good going into it. I may pull up to Vegas, put down a bet in the sport book, and just lay out. What we doing? Straight up. That's how I'm feeling right now. You want me to get you the flight? We could pull up next week. Get you a flight. What we doing?
Hey, word. Let me tell you something.
You don't even know. Hey, you don't even know who you talking to right now. Who is this guy?
Who is this
That nigga just put on this shit and shot that right quick.
Get this guy out of here, bro. That's number one. Number two, listen, man. You know, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, had said some words that I thought would be accurate for you. He said, you know, upon his time being crucified, he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Tripping, man.
And that's how I feel about you. That's how I feel about you. I feel as though you need the words of Jesus right now. I need to forgive you because you know not what you do.
Hey,
the only people that can stop Patrick Mahomes are either dead or retired. Unless you believe that Brock Purdy is Patrick Mahomes' version of Eli Manning, there's no way, bro. There's no way.
Not a bad
Patrick
comparison.
Mahomes doesn't just win this championship. He doesn't continue to pad his legacy and stats for the next 5 years. This nigga is the closest thing we have. He is the LeBron of the NFL in the sense that when it's all said and done and we're debating who's the GOAT, it will be between him and Tom Brady and let the best man win. And most kids won't get to see Tom Brady, so Patrick Mahomes will be their GOAT by the time he retires. I do not see this being as competitive as people think that it is. If you went back and you watched that Niners game, you got to give it up for their fight to never give up. I do think they have an amazing squad. Bosa on the defensive end, you know, Debo Samuels, you know, Bosa, Christian McCaffrey, who low key could have had MVP considerations himself. They're nothing to sneeze at. They're coached by Kyle Shanahan, an offensive wizard. They got all the personnel over there, all the assistant coaches. They run an amazing style and brand of football. However, the Lions gave that game away. Dan Campbell, fourth down, goes for it. You have a turnover on
that's
on
who
behalf
Dan
of the
Campbell
Lions
is, though. That's who he is.
I can't say that. He turned that Lions squad around. I can't say that he's that guy. They went from being out of the playoffs to being in the NFC Championship.
I'm saying
in a
it's
year.
for-
I can't say he's that guy.
I'm talking about in fourth down situations.
Yeah.
I think he led the league in going for. I mean, high conversion, but that's who he is. He didn't do anything.
But what I'm
character.
saying is, and I get that, and I can't disagree with you there. But what I would say to Dan, and I think he would say himself is, look, at certain situations, it's not about what you've always done. It's about what the moment needs, right? Look, it's kind of like what we say about LeBron James. Listen, I know what you've always done is make the right play in the last 10 seconds of the game because that's what you believe. But listen, tonight needed you to go back to the basket or put your head down and go attack the rim and get fouled or either score the bucket. That's what we need tonight. Not what you always do. In the same way with Dan Campbell. Listen, I understand that you're a fourth down guy. When you started seeing that your team was losing confidence, when you started seeing that you were losing the grip on the game, when you started seeing that you needed to utilize clock management and make more conservative decisions, I don't care about what you always do. This is what you needed to do to make sure that your team advanced to the Super Bowl from the NFC Championship and walked away NFC champions, and you didn't do that. So all I'm saying is this: the Lions have a bright future, but they gave that game away to a very tough 49ers team. Here's what Patrick Mahomes is not going to do. He's not going to give that game away. You allow him to get up 28-17 or something like that, you might as well call it curtains, good riddance, and enjoy good from Summer Walker and Usher, because that's going to be the last bit of entertainment we watch. It's over. Patrick Mahomes is shutting that mug down, bro. I'm telling you. So, in my mind, it's time to crown the new GOAT, man, of this generation, Patrick Mahomes. He's getting ready to get 3 championships in 4 years, and I don't see anybody stopping him, bro. I love San Francisco.
I like when cats get up on their high horse and get to talking crazy. I love that. One, I'm a Niners fan, so you know who I'm rooting for. Two, Tom Brady is a bona fide GOAT in my eyes because he's the type of GOAT that didn't straddle left or right. He went up the middle when he was trying to kill. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he played in spaces where he had to make some things shake. That Atlanta Super Bowl being down, 28-3, the type of comeback. Like, he's shown when times get dark, he can still come out and make them bright. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's different. Now, Patrick is somewhat of the same elk, but I'm going to tell you this. 17 points ain't going to be enough to beat the Niners. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're going to have to put up some buckets versus the Niners. Because they not only can get stops, they can get points in a jiffy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't see Pat Mahomes just giving it away. But if he's showing any spaces to be exposed that we can take advantage of, yeah. They the type of team to do so. They the type, and look, man, here's the thing. Tom Brady, man, as stealth proof it seemed he was. There were moments where he didn't always come out on the other end and it was in favor of him. I believe that boy threw like 300-400 yards in the postseason, multiple times in a Super Bowl, multiple touchdowns, and still lost the game. Played exceptionally well. So it always ain't even about how well the quarterback or Pat Mahomes is playing. It's so many factors and facets to the game of football that a lot can shake that up. And I feel like as well-rounded as the Niners is, bro, and the fact that we got the story of get back, because we just took an L in a situation where the craziest thing ever happened, losing 3 quarterbacks in one situation. I mean, we looking to redeem all that. And so, yeah, man, I believe it's the Niners year. The Niners historically is one of the greatest programs in NFL football. And I love what John Lynch has been doing since he's arrived. And if he got to come, John Lynch the type of cat that be up top when the game start, but when the game done, and in the middle of the game, that nigga down on the field. Cause he know what that energy look like and what sometimes it needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he got that, he kind of got that Pat Riley energy from the box office. You hear me?
Absolutely.
So I'm with that.
Let me tell you something about John Lynch. John Lynch was the same way as a player. That nigga is no joke. Beast. No joke. He was one of them guys. Period.
I like how you ripped that off. Yeah. He was one of them. Hey, John Lynch looked like he belonged with them 2005, 2006 Ravens.
Let's go. Exactly. He can get that energy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the playback on this mug gonna be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I rock with John Lynch.
John Lynch was in the same caliber and realm as them Troy Polamalu type dudes, bro. I promise you. He was a white boy that ain't look like he was white out there. I promise you, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. John Lynch was out here knocking niggas out for fun. Like, let's get it. It is what it is. I'm ready for that war. Like,
was John Lynch playing next to Champ Bailey? Was that part of the same units?
Yeah, so John Lynch played. Yeah, he played next to Champ Bailey. And for the Broncos, he also played for that championship Tampa Bay Buccaneers team as well. John Lynch was cold, bro. John Lynch was cold. He was cold. And
he doing just as good as in his role now.
He bring that same dog-like mentality to San Francisco. So listen, I like San Francisco, and if Brock Purdy gets it done, I'm a big shock. It's just that when you facing one of them goats, though, and Patrick Mahomes, listen, I'll say it already is one of them goats. He has a chance to
that
be
ain't nothing to hiccup over. He definitely one of them goats. As critical as I am as an individual as he is, and as far as like the type of forte he kind of steps out of, it ain't no denying what he's done on the field and what his resume looks like. Yeah. He's very much of that elk of goatish. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be in Vegas, which is crazy. I heard the tickets. I didn't know you had to get in a drawing to get selected to actually be able to purchase the Super Bowl tickets this year. Or is that a normal thing?
No, that's not normal, bro. Normally, you can purchase Super Bowl tickets. You're gonna pay a pretty penny for them, but you can purchase Super Bowl tickets. That's crazy. I didn't know.
I was in a barbershop today, dog, and they was talking about it, and I was like, what? Maybe it's a Vegas thing or something like that, and they just trying to make some extra money or something. But I was like, man, yeah. He said I think the floor of those tickets was like $8,000, $9,000 or something like that, something crazy. So I'm sure everybody gonna be in the city that week, man, or that whole weekend, pretty much. And it's gonna be 2 good weekends back to back because the following week is be NBA All-Star week in Utah. So not Utah, Indiana. But
which I can't believe they're doing anything in Indiana. But shout out to them.
All I thought is the Indiana 500 was go down there third, man. So.
Right.
But man, we finna wrap up, dog. We definitely went longer than expected. That Durant conversation definitely took us for the long-winded conversation to have. Definitely entertaining. I think we could definitely revisit it, man. Man, what's been popping on your world, man? Wrap it up for us. How you feeling, dog? That boy over there looking like he in a bando. But yeah, man. We closing words. What you got for us, man? Anything you want to chop it up about? Give it to us. Pause, man. But what's popping? It was crazy.
Nah, man. Hey, getting back to real life, man. Just had a lot going on my side, man. So kind of getting back into the routine of things. Been away, been off of social media. If you've been trying to reach me, if you know me personally, man, I apologize for being out the way, man. But a lot going on. Didn't have my phone and stuff like that. But appreciate to be back on the Word of Clarity Pod. You, of course, you see me a lot on here, and some more things to come. But got to get some affairs in order first. So. Taking some time to do that, but I'll definitely be on the Word of Clarity, man, to get, make sure I'm bringing y'all that big noise, man. You already know what's up.
Yeah, man. Salute to that, my G. Yeah, man. Glad to be back in this mug, man. I think we're going to definitely be aiming to do bi-weekly. You know what I'm saying? We want to give y'all some consistency this year. Looking forward to the rest of the year, man. It's already starting off as a crazy year. Next month, man, your boy, I'm saying, birthday coming up.
Wait, you a February kid?
I'm a February guy, man. February 19th.
Oh, that's right. Both of us, bro. Yeah,
I think. What's yours?
I'm 23rd, bro.
Yeah. We in the same realm. Yep. February 19th, dog. I'll be actually going out to LA next week for the Kobe statue unveiling. I'm hearing some rumblings that it's not for the public, which is insanity. Doesn't really mean anything to me because if I gotta hop the fence, you know what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? The one time I met Kobe, it was not supposed to happen. Cats probably think I'm sounding crazy talking about the one time I met Kobe. I actually got a chance to see Kobe run through the runway of a Lakers-Chicago game back in, I want to say, it was his retirement year, 2016. Retirement year, cold winter, February. It was either February or March. And I had tickets that was quite high in the United Center. And I'm the type where if a moment presents itself and I got to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen. And so to get down to where the actual players kind of practice, you got to go past like these people that kind of gate off the entrance to the seats that's down below or lower to the court. I'm walking around the whole arena until I just find an opening to somebody that's kind of lacking. Once I get by, it's all free game. So I get down there, not supposed to be down there. I'm staying down there until Kobe come out. And it's the game about to start. My seat's all the way at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all the way at the top, but they pretty deep. And yeah, man. Luckily, bro, and fortunately, I was able to see that boy. He coming through, dapping cats up, able to dap him up, dog. So, yeah, I mean, come full circle. Going out to LA next week, man. February 8th, 2024. They playing off the numbers. 2 being GG number, 8 being his first number, 2024 being his number he changed it to. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. New music be coming next month, man. Music videos for sure. And more podcasts, man. More podcasts. And I'm excited, man. I got a lot going and a lot coming this year, content-wise and just holistically, career-wise. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, looking forward to chopping up with Shad. We got to definitely talk sometime soon about bringing on somebody in here like we did last year as far as like Loso, Kyle, some of the familiar faces. My barber, he was actually interested in jumping on here pretty soon. So, you know what I mean? He definitely he definitely one of them guys. He like, you know, some guys got NFL and NBA in the same realm. NBA is all he taught. So he definitely be able to chop it up and give some dope takes. So look forward to that, man. But outside of that, my G, I think we Gucci, dog. We gonna get out of here. Episode 19. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. Follow me. It's just _word. Follow the Word of Clarity Pod on IG. Follow my boy. Is it Kenny Klarity on IG for you, G?
Kenny Klarity on IG, my G.
At Kenny Klarity on IG, dog. Until next time, we out of this thing. Gee.